Hello, sir. This is problem number 5 of mid 1, and we have a code here. So let's just go through the code and try to figure out what it is doing. So if you look at this code carefully, we can see that there are three variables: average, sum, and x. These variables were initially declared as 0. So we have average, which is 0, sum is 0, and x is also equal to 0. And we can say that there is a comment there, array declaration length 20. So and after that we can see there is int number 20. So this what is this basically doing? This basically is declaring the length of the array, or declaring the length of how much times we wanna take the value from the user. As we can see, there is a for loop for receiving from user and storing it in this array. So there is a for loop here, and what this for loop does is basically we have said it before that x is initially 0. So it goes through the for loop and it works and does the for loop till it's less than 19 or equal to 19. And inside this for loop we can see that it's printing enter the number integer. So it's what basically doing is just asking the user to give a integer number every time, 20 times basically, because it's less than equal to 19. And we can see that the array length is here 20, so it's gonna be given 20 times from 0 to 19, and it will be stored in this number x, which is basically an array. It will be stored in this and number x. And after that we have another for loop here, which is also is going to be from 0 to 19. And what is this for loop basically doing is that it's taking the value from the user, which is num x, and we have no initially the sum is 0. So it's 0 equal to 0 plus the number x the value the user gives. So if you build this and run, I think it will be a lot easier to for us to explain. So we can see that it's telling us to enter a number, enter the integer number 0. What I mean is the first number, let's say it's 12, and number 1, let's say we all give 12, all the 19 numbers. And the 19 number, I say 12, and we can see that it gives 12, which is basically the average here. So what this code basically did is that it took all the values, it added with it took the value and added with 0. So if it was 0 here, as we know initially sum was equal to 0, so it was basically 0 0 equal to 0 plus we gave 12, and it went again and again and again. So for the after the first for loop, the sum was 12, and it was then 12 plus the next value we gave for value number 1, that was also 12. So it was then 20, sorry, it was then 24, and then this for loop did it again. So 24 after plus we gave another value number 2, enter the value number 2, so it was 12 and it was 36. So it took all the values, it added all the values, and then what it did is out of the for loop here, went out of the for loop, and it stored all the values in the average here, and divided it by 20. As we know, the number of the array length here is 20, so the total sum was divided by 20 here, and that's how we got the average. that is how we actually got the average here. So if we look at this carefully, this number of array was specially this array value was kept in stack, and what is happening in percent %d num x, what is basically happening is here that percent %d is ensuring that it's an integer and the value is being stored in an array which is num x that was used after for the summation. And what happens when we give int sum equal to 0? This is basically helps us to add after each value. So if we didn't give this, we didn't know where the sum will start from, so we wouldn't be able to add all the values and then find out the average. What printf %d average basically does here is that it takes the value as an integer and stores it in average here, and we should give percent average here just in case, because the average has been stored here, but we won't be giving it here because the average is initially 0. So if we give an average here, the memory location will be located somewhere else, not here. So this is what this code basically does. It takes 20 number of values from us, adds them, and then divides the whole sum with the number of times we give it. So let's say we use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. We want to find the average of these all numbers, and it's 10. So what basically it did was it added 1 plus 2 plus 3, and then it divided it by 20. If you wanna change the length of this array, what we do is just we wanna take input 30 numbers here. So we will say let's say less than 20, let's say 10. So what we need to do is just the value will be started from 1 to 10 here. So I will say 10, and I will say 10 here too, and I will give x equal to 1, and there will be 10 here too. And if we now build and run it, it will take 10 values from us. Let's say 12, then 13, 12, then 13, then 14, then 15, then 16, then 17, then 18, 13, then 20, and last number, let's say 1, and the value is 13. The average here is 13. And if we wanna give the value as a double or float, so what we need to do is just we put double here and double here. Let's say, so this was the problem number 5. Thank you.